Okay, well, here we are in November, and we've got Hurricane Rafael moving into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, first of all, how common is this? Well, over the last 150 years, we've had 7 other hurricanes in the Gulf in November. These are all the tracks. Now, what I want you to notice is this. None of the tracks impacted the state of Texas or even western Mexico. It's very difficult to get a storm all the way across the Gulf to the western Gulf of Mexico this time of the year, and that's because the storm track and storm genesis basically wants to take everything that way, off to the north and east. They commonly form here and move northeast. And you can see why as we look at our current upper level winds. Here we are in November, and everything southwest to northeast. So that's wants to push storms off to the north and east. Now, Rafael is going to have a little different outcome, but that pattern we think may end up protecting the Texas coast once again. Rafael, now a Cat 2 in the southern Gulf of Mexico. That's Cuba. There's the southern tip of Florida, winds of 105. Forecast to maintain Cat 2 intensity for the next several days as it moves west across the Gulf, then weakens to a 1, then weakens down, according to the Hurricane Center forecast, to a weak tropical storm going into Monday. When you see a big circle like that on the forecast cone, it means the storm is slowing down and there's increasing uncertainty as to where the storm will eventually go. Will it go north, west, or south? That will be determined by the upper level wind flow. Let me show you what we're looking at as far as the setup. First of all, the storm has plenty of warm water to feed off of. So this may be able to not only maintain intensity, but maybe even outstrip the Hurricane Center intensity forecast. Water temperature 87, 84, 85, plenty of warm water for this to keep going. Now back to the upper level winds, and I think this is really going to have the biggest impact on where the storm ends up going. So here we are now, flow southwest to northeast. There's Rafael. It's out of the main steering current right now. So Rafael, we follow it in motion. Follow my finger. There it is, moving west, weakening. And there's the storm as we go into Sunday. But by that time, the upper level wind pattern has evolved and it's changed. And what we have at that time is a big clockwise flow in the mid and upper levels. That's a ridge of high pressure. This is a heat dome parked over Mexico. The storm will follow the flow around the heat dome and be pushed to the south in one scenario, or it follows that flow and just moves south into Mexico. Now, the other chance is that it could go north from there, but if it does, it'll get caught in that flow and move off to the east. Both those scenarios protect the Texas coast from landfall. Here's another way of looking at it. There's the high pressure dome coming in. So the storm in this position either goes north and gets raced off to the east by the upper level winds, or it rides the clockwise circulation around that high and gets pushed into the southern Mexican coast with the Gulf of Mexico. That's where we stand right now. But forecasting hurricane tracks in November, when these fronts and these troughs all start getting more active, can have forecasts changing big time over a 24-hour period. So make sure that you're checking in with us every day through the end of the week, through the weekend, so no one gets caught off guard in case that forecast decides to change. We'll keep you posted as we move forward.